Well, I'd like to welcome you all, all three of you, to tonight's City Council meeting. The first item is the consent agenda, which is a group of items to be acted upon with a single motion and vote. The purpose of this agenda is to expedite the handling of limited routine matters by City Council. I will ask if a citizen or council member wishes to have any specific item removed from the consent agenda for discussion, and this will be done prior to the vote, and if that time somebody wants to remove an item, we'll do so and then move on. The items on tonight's consent agenda include approval of the work session and regular meeting minutes of June the 27th, 2017, approval of the expenditures vouchers of July the 11th, 2017, approval of a renewal 3.2 beer off-premises liquor license for Good to Go store, approval of a renewal 3.2% beer off-premises liquor license for Good to Go. This is the Main Street branch. The other one was the South Broadway branch. Approval of a renewal hotel and restaurant liquor license for Taste of India. Renewal of approval of a renewal arts liquor license, change in manager, and corporation changes for the Cortez Cultural Center. So at this time, is there anybody that would like to remove any of those items? In that case, may I have a motion?
I make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented. The extra expenditures of $61,796.16.
Second.
Archibald?
Aye.
Carlson? Aye. Keel?
Aye.
Lucero?
Aye.
Miller? Aye. McLaughlin? Aye. Sheep?
Aye. All right. I am assuming that, are you here to do the National Day of the Cowboy presentation? Okay, great. I didn't look at her feet.
I'll get up here so you can hear me. I thank you, the council, so much for having me here. You're just a great group of folks, and I'm honored to be here with you, and thank you so much for even considering our National Day of the Cowboy as a proclamation. I'd like to read from the Cowboy Code of Conduct. If you've all got one, I left some brochures. And this is what we try to promote in our cowboy way of life. Live each day with honesty and courage. Take pride in your work. Always do your best. Stay curious. Study hard. Learn all you can. Do what has to be done and finish what you start. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Be clean in thought, word, deed, and dress. Practice tolerance and understanding of others. Be willing to stand up for what's right. Be an excellent steward of the land and its animals. That's what we stand for, and I think we all sitting in this room know how valuable the cowboy is and the heritage and the history of the cowboy way of life here in the West especially. We have 12 states now on board that have made it a law in their state, and they proclaim it as a national holiday in their state. And I'd sure like to see somebody sitting up there that has more power than I do that could get with the legislatures or the representatives or a senator or someone and see that this gets passed in the state of Colorado, because we're such a big part of the West. And I thank you again for doing this.
Thank you.
Well, we have a proclamation that we'll act on tonight, and that I'll give you before you leave. It's proclamation for National Day of the Cowboy, whereas Colorado pioneering men and women known as cowboys helped to establish America's frontiers, and whereas the cowboy archetype transcends gender, generations, ethnicity, geographic boundaries, and political affiliations, and whereas the cowboy embodies honesty, integrity, courage, compassion, and determination, and whereas the cowboy is an excellent steward of the land, its resources, and its creatures, And whereas the core values expressed with the Cowboy Code of Conduct continue to inspire the pursuit of the highest caliber of personal integrity. And whereas cowboy and ranching traditions have been part of the American landscape and culture since 1523, and today's cowboys and cowgirls continue to strive to preserve and perpetuate this unique element of American heritage. And whereas annual attendance at rodeos exceeds 30 million fans worldwide, it's a lot of fans. And whereas the cowboy and his horse are a general figure in literature, art, film, poetry, photography, and music, and whereas the cowboy is a true American icon occupying a central place in the public's imagination. Therefore, I, Karen Sheik, Mayor of Cortez, do hereby support July 22nd, 2017 as National Day of the Cowboy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll just stand here and pass to you. Thank you.
You're a cowboy, Ty. Get up there.
Come on in here, Ty.
Let me get up here. Where's your hat?
I got mine in the
No,
house.
we'd warn him. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
And I would like to take the opportunity to invite every one of you to my event at my house on the 22nd of July. My husband passed away this year, and we're doing a memorial and a potluck supper in his honor, and we'll have music there and represent the Cowboys as best we can.
Great.
I think I'm sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for sharing this. This is something we can all aspire to, for sure. Well, do we have a citizen that would like to address the council? Seeing nobody step up to the lectern, we have no public hearing scheduled. We have no unfinished business. New business, the Department of Local Affairs Grant Project, EIAF number 8338. Phil, the access.
Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, good evening. This is to authorize the mayor to sign the grant that we received from DOLA in the amount of $200,000 for our downtown safety improvements Phase 1. Basically, it's just some housekeeping so we can get the grant rolling prior to doing our contract once we go out to bid, which we should be doing in the next 10 days or so. So this is, like you said, grant number 8388 for street improvements Phase 1. And the staff recommends the City Council authorizes the mayor to sign this grant agreement between the State of Colorado Department of Local Affairs and the City of Cortez.
How soon will the bids be back, Phil, and how soon, once they're back, will we be able to get started on this? Will we be finished with it by the fall?
Well, it's our intention to get started right after Labor Day,
Okay.
the week of or the following week, like the week of the 11th or the 10th, I think. And then it's our intention to get these medians done, yes, ma'am, and
Okay.
the ADA ramps as well as the RFB.
Okay.
Barring, weather. We can't control that, but that's that's our intention, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Great.
So this is going for which part?
This is for the whole project. The whole project was packaged for DOLA with the RFB down by Big R, and then the 4 median improvements, as well as the alleyway improvements and all the ADA ramps.
Okay, 'cause I was wondering about the one at Big R that we were talking about before.
Yeah, so, we just wrapped the whole project. We asked, again, we targeted $200,000 because that's a Tier 1 grant, and so Tier 1 is just the staff review. Tier 2 is $201,000 to $1 million. And so we thought we'd be a lot more competitive at the Tier 1 rate, which I think we absolutely were. And so that's why we targeted that size. So it's just 200 to help offset that.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Comments? Okay, may I have a motion, please?
Alderman Mayor, I make a motion to authorize you, Karen Sheik, to sign the grant agreement between the state, Colorado Department of Local Affairs, and the City of Cortez for the award amount of $200,000, Project EIAF number 8388, which is Downtown Safety and Streetscape Improvements Phase 1.
Second.
Lucero.
Here. Aye.
McLaughlin. Aye. Miller.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Keel.
Aye.
Archibald.
Aye.
Cheek.
Aye. All right. We have no draft resolutions or ordinances. I don't think we have any other items of business at this time. I don't believe there's a citizen that's interested in participating again.
They're not here yet.
Yeah, well, guess what? They're gonna miss it.
Miss it tonight.
Yeah, I know. I did have a citizen come during hours today, so that was nice. No city attorney report.
No, ma'am.
Shane?
Nothing really, Your Honor.
Okay. City council committee reports. Anybody been anyplace, done anything? Yes.
I went to the Makeda meeting today, and as far as the job search, they're doing 3 more interviews tomorrow. They had 9 people responded, and so the top 3 are going to be looked at tomorrow. And just as the meeting got started, they did get the survey that Empire Electric passed out, and they got 1,600 responses, and I've got the thing here, but I haven't really even looked at it. It's a lot of
Would
information.
it be possible maybe to have copies of that run off to give to council so that council can see that?
Well, and I could, if Councilman can leave it with me, I could just scan it in and put it in your package.
That'd be great.
For the next time.
Yeah, would you mind, Tim, if he
Yeah, that'd be good.
borrowed that?
Okay,
Okay,
happy to do it.
okay.
What else did they do down there? Oh, we talked about the broadband thing, and James Lambert says that basically the county is kind of are waiting because some group up in Oregon got it passed through got voted on, and they wound up with a 95% take rate on it. And so Larry Don is really interested in talking to whoever promoted.
Right. Yeah, I think that Mayor Sheik and I have both. Larry Don is pretty excited about the project, and she and I have both talked to him about it. And we tried to set up a conference call, or maybe even bringing this person
2
out.
weeks. In about 2 weeks.
Is it about 2 weeks when we're having that conference call? Okay, good. So yeah, we're, again, if
Good.
any great ideas out there, we're looking for them.
Well, with that kind of success, it's definitely worth looking at. But I did tell him that we were going to go ahead and keep looking at ours and trying to get a business proposal put together by a professional, and they didn't jump on it, but I told him we could either do it all together or
I
separately.
told you that one.
And another thing that was kind of neat is the Journal's going to have a forum report for Makeda, where, like if they have a special speaker or something like that that puts a project together, that then they could pass that on. Basically, the Journal's going to give them the forum, but somebody has to write the actual article, and so that's why they're going to pick on the people that are coming in there to present something, to go ahead and present it on there. And it's just to get more information out about what they're doing at the meetings and what's happening in the community.
Tim, I'm not sure. Somebody at the Makeda meeting's going to write an article for the paper. Is that what you said? I missed the first part. I couldn't understand the first part.
What the paper's going to offer them a space and a forum.
Okay, and
So that-
somebody
so
will
that-
write the article.
Yeah, somebody
Okay,
from
okay.
Makeda. But what the neat thing is they were trying to do it so that the new director doesn't have to write the article each week.
Okay.
So if somebody comes in there and they've already put a PowerPoint together and they've got everything all worked out, then they can take this form, fill it out, and
And the paper will take it,
And the paper
and then
will
you'll
take
write it based on the information you get. Whatever.
No comment.
you didn't hear about it, all right? Okay, good.
Details to follow. Okay. Okay.
There was also a speaker there from CDOT that did a nice presentation. There was a gal there that was from the Dolores Watershed, post-fire flooding, economic development. And I thought the neat thing that she talked about there was the fact that with Excelsior Fire, that really shut down a lot of milling, that's lumber.
Oh, other places?
Well, no, here.
Uh-huh.
Around here, there's not much going on in the forest to thin it down, so the forests are getting all thicker. Then they have the beetle kill with all that dead stuff there. And so what they're promoting is to encourage industry to come in here to make like Onion Grove wood or something, so that we can start, it would bring industry to the community, and it would help make the forest more healthy. And what they're really concerned about is if the forests keep getting overcrowded and it burns up, then the floods are going to go right down into the Dolores River, and it's going to wipe, all the fishing and everything in McPhee. So there's just a big incentive for them to try to encourage the logging industry to come in and help make the forest a lot
So they feel
healthier.
optimistic about that?
Huh?
Do they feel optimistic about being able to
Yeah,
bring somebody
she
in?
was pretty good. I think she's got something going. Made me want to be a tree hugger. I mean,
A logger, a
a
logger.
logger, that's what I meant.
We've got lots of tree huggers, we just need some more loggers. Okay. Anything else on that?
No, I think that's the basic thing.
Okay. Jill,
I
anything?
haven't been to anything, there's not, they had a canceled the historic preservation for July.
Okay. Ty? Bob? Shauna? Okay. The workshop, we had a discussion about perhaps limiting the length of time people can park along Beach Street in order to turn that over a little bit more. There was a discussion on kind of cleaning up the cross-connection ordinance. It wouldn't actually make any major changes. It would just kind of bring it up to date and make it more current. Lori Knutson and a couple of people from her board or interested parties came to make a financial request on behalf of the Bridge Shelter, and council did discuss the waiving of permitting fees and the water tap. So there'll be a letter that will be sent to Lori that she can pass on to the state agency for whom they're trying to secure a grant. Shane visited with us again about some of the outcomes from the long-range advance. Talked about the possibility of a business incubator, maybe providing some services for businesses just so that they have some expertise available. We talked about a feasibility study for broadband to see what we're looking at here, just for the city of Cortez. We discussed community input, and there will be the next 2 Mondays and 2 Wednesdays. City staff will be at the Sunflower Theater to talk about this access plan that's going to be implemented in the fall. So that'll give business owners an opportunity to hear what's going on. We also spent some time talking about providing discounted rates for those people who serve on boards and commissions, and the decision was made, and it will be voted upon at the next council, that even if you serve on numerous boards and commissions for the cities, that you would be allowed one discounted rate that you could, in the amount of $75 that you could use at the golf course or the rec center or whatever. It's a small token of the city's appreciation. I'm sorry, what?
He said he thought it was 50. I was trying to nibble it back.
Yes, there was some discussion about that. So that's what we talked about on at the workshop. Isn't it next Monday that the documentary on Coltrane, John Coltrane will be next Monday. Is it next Monday at the Sunflower Theater, the documentary? So if you're interested in jazz, they changed it to Monday. It's not.
Did they? Yeah, I sent out that update to council, and then I didn't.
I think it's Monday. If it's not Monday, it's Thursday. So if you haven't had a chance to go to those, they're kind of fun. I think they're asking folks to They've had some really good turnout at those. So if you really want to guarantee a seat, you might want to sign up online. And is there anything else for the good of the city?
It's all good, let's go home.
Okay, this is a record.